Okay, I wanted to get on here to talk about P. Diddy. Um, my thoughts on it and the reactions, and also about, you know, the situation with a lot of the black elites, Boule, and the things that are going on around them right now. Because, there's a lot of things going on, and I've since, say, about maybe 5 years ago, I had said that this type of stuff was going to go on, and I said that it was going to happen within this year after Biden had gotten elected, and that it would happen during the Biden, while Biden was if Biden got elected, and all these things that were going to happen. Um, and I want to see what people's reactions and thoughts are from what I'm saying. I guess it'll be, just, knowing that something like this that I had said 5 years ago about a lot of the situations that are going to happen with all of the, basically what people call the Illuminati. I don't call it Illuminati, I call it something else. But what people call the Illuminati, and a lot of their factions of it, and like how they do have the Boule faction. I did say, like, maybe 5 years ago, I said, just before Biden got into office, about how a lot of them would be fighting with each other, and basically fighting for positions and stuff like that. But there's a lot of other things going on, especially with this migrant situation, and that's causing a big stir. And I just want to talk about that and have people get people's thoughts on that.
Now, everything that I'm about to say is non-factual. This is for entertainment purposes only. These are only my opinions, beliefs, ideas, thoughts. Nothing that I'm saying is factual at all, allegedly. So everything I'm saying is allegedly non-factual. I first started this reaction video for P. Diddy back on March 28th. Today is April 9th, the day after the eclipse. I waited a while before I wanted to do this, finish the video, because I wanted to first see how his case is panning out, and before I said it. And I just want to say one more time that these are my thoughts, beliefs, ideas, reactions to certain topics and stories. No facts, just my opinion. I think when they went to raid P. Diddy's house, I don't think that P. Diddy is the main target. And I say that because when they went to raid his house, the way they raided his house, it just didn't seem right. They raided his house in the middle, in broad daylight, with tons of militarized equipment. The agents were like militarized. And, and in a way, you can understand that they would want to have some show of force. But this was real over the top, almost like they were trying to send a message. And, Diddy has a large home, and, he's rich, and, he might have guards there at his home. But I think in real terms that Diddy is not the main target. I think when they raided his home, the way they raided his home and went in and did all those things, I think it was a message to someone else, that raid, because they raided both of his homes. So I think that was a message to someone else. I think it was a message to someone else who might be more militarized, or they're trying to send a message like, we know it's you. not really this guy who is doing all these things, and we can get to you. We have as much guns as you do. That's what that looked like to me. When you look at the way they raided his home, everything was so neat and nice, and it didn't make sense to me, because if a police organization raided your home, it shouldn't look like that. It looked very neat, and they only went in to take information. They only took like his computers, and they made sure that whoever could see it could see how the house was raided, that that they didn't touch anything, given the fact that letting whoever know, yeah, we already know where their stuff is at, basically, because we don't have to make a mess. We already know what we're here to get, and we know where it's at. And I think that's another message to someone else, because that's visual. That they want you to see that. They want us to see it. They want someone to see what Diddy was going through. They were sending a message to someone else. But anyway, when they searched his house, they took all of his communications, any information like computers and stuff like that. They took all of that, and they made sure that it looked as if they took all those things, which means that they're saying that they took some information also from him. And even though Diddy is the one that's in trouble with whomever, the person that he's in trouble with could be working with someone else that's trying to get to someone else that's close to Diddy. And the charges that they're charging Diddy with, for some reason, I don't think Diddy could be capable of all those things on his own. Definitely not on his own. But I don't think that he could be the master of that. In that case, I'm saying that they're looking for whoever is the master, or whoever's the mastermind behind all of that whole activity. And those type of activities would call for heavy militia groups or ties to heavy militia group, political ties. You got to have all types of different groups and stuff that you have to be in charge of, be able to control or have access to. And I don't think Diddy could have all that by himself. I don't think Diddy could even be the mastermind of something like that. I just don't. So it has to be some sort of a group or something that he's tied to, or something that someone else is tied to. And that's why they're trying to send this message. So he could be tied to some sort of group, or the person that they want could be tied to some sort of group or involved with something. And when it's homeland security, is usually a matter of terrorism. That's what I know for homeland security. I know about the sex trafficking and stuff like that, and that also leads to terrorism. But I think that whoever it is that they're looking for, or trying to send messages to, they're not looking for the person, they're just sending messages to the person. They're all in cahoots with whoever got angry at Diddy. The person that got angry at Diddy got involved with whoever wants to take out whoever this other person is. Once they got into his home and they took his information, who's to say what they're going to, because all the information that Diddy has is involved with the same things that Epstien had. Same circle of people. You have other government officials and political people, as well as powerful Hollywood elites, people in sports entertainment, and he has taken video of all these people, and he has the power to blackmail all these people. Now, don't you think they would, if they had that information, don't you think some of that information will get to someone else to use to blackball and control other people? The same thing goes with Epstein. What happened to all the information that Epstein had? Once Epstein was gone, his information was gone. And who was controlling? All that power was gone. And that's why I said that if he, while this, because I think that his arrest will be soon, and he'll be going to trial maybe this summer. But like I said, I don't think that he'll make it, because once they have his information, And he can sit there and say, oh, I moved everything out the house. But from what I know, Homeland Security would never do something that loudly at any time if they didn't already have whatever it was that they needed. They already had everything they needed. I think that they were sending a message, and also letting Diddy know, we really do have this information and we don't need you. Whoever it is that, he made mad at, and whatever groups that he thought he had control over, they don't need him, because if they get his information, they don't need him. They can use that information they can weaponize it, or they can use it just to control people, maybe control the other parts of the Boule. Like I said 5 years ago, this was part of the Boule being dismantled. I said 5 years ago that this would go on when Biden would be in the White House, if Biden gets into the White House. It'll happen anyway. Even if Trump would have gotten in the White House in 2020, it would have happened anyway. It just would have happened faster if Trump would have gotten in. Now it's time for them to basically clear their house. Like how, Satan has, I'm just using this as a thing, but Satan has his own kingdom and he has chaos, but there's order in his chaos. And this is one of the ways that they get it. These guys they're fighting for positions. They always fight each other. And that's how their kingdom stood. The only time their kingdom stood strong is when they realized all those factions of Cabal and Boule and Illuminati and all of them. They realized, okay, we got to unify, so we can just unify to get our strength. And once they got their strength, they went back to fighting each other. And that's what they're doing. They're fighting all over the place. And a lot of those people sold out. A lot of those Boule that are there, the current Boule, sold out. They sold out and bowed out to people who they thought, they catered to people who had racist tendencies, and this is how they got accepted into the Illuminati or the clubs or the elitist clubs and stuff like that. And once they did that, they got their positions to be in control of, the black community. That's what the Boule basically does. And once they got those jobs and they got accepted into it, they messed up. They messed up everything. And and it could be from the older Boule, like Clive Davis and stuff like that, because they're not going to go down. I'm saying older Boule, but the older handlers of the Boule, because the Boule has white handlers. So, and in it, or other handlers, they have handlers. But anyway, those handlers are not going to go down. That they're gonna pull down the people that caused the problem. And just like how with any other governments and stuff like that you're trying to do, or organizations, you're going to clear out whatever's the problem. And these current younger Boule people, like Diddy and all of them, and all their Hollywood elitist, black elitist, and people like that, they're all up now. They messed up. They got to go. So, and that's what they're doing, in conjunction with, trying to tell them, say, hey, you're supposed to do whatever we say, or whatever fight they're having. They're just going to try to get rid of them. And that's what I say for Diddy. He's going to go through a lot. They're going to expose his family. They're going to expose people who were close to him. They're going to put all that out there for him, because they don't expect him to get through it. Just like Epstien. They're not going to expect him to get through it. Now, I don't know if Epstien might still be alive. Maybe he faked his death. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but Diddy, he is black, and this could be his wake-up call. I don't know. But like how I said, I don't think that Diddy will make it through it at all. They're going to be exposing people that are around him, white or black. It doesn't matter. They're trying to clean house. Like I said 5 years ago and 3 years ago, they're going to clean house and they're going to put someone else there. They might put another black person, black people that maybe after they, because really the Boule, the younger Boule that's there now, they rose up in power and everything else off of the black experience and black influence, but they didn't go back to the black communities and go back to the poor righteous teachers and pull them up and let them, let them shine, let them grow up and be able to be a resource for when it was time for them to come back down. Because that at some point they would knock the Boule down if they got too much power. And these guys did. These guys have a lot of influential power. But for right now, a lot of black influence is not going as good or going as planned because they messed up a lot of things. So now they're trying to break them down, and that's all their stuff. And that's what I was saying, that nobody else can really do nothing about it because this is their stuff. You got to let them do what they got to go do and just step to the side and let them do what they doing because that's their business. We can't do nothing about it. We can't get in the middle of it. We can't judge it. We can't do anything. We just have to step back and let them handle their business and what they doing. And keep it going from there. These are their wars. These are their ways of putting their chaos into order and getting their kingdoms ready. Like I said, God has a kingdom and the devil has a kingdom, and each have to put things in order and get things ready and prepared. I'm just using that as an example, but that's, you gotta put your organization together how it's supposed to go. And that goes with what I said. I don't think that he will make it. I think that when he was down at the airport, and because people were saying that he left his children behind, and I doubt if that man would have left his children. That doesn't even make sense, that he would get up and just leave his children. I think Diddy was reassured that he was fine and he was okay, everything was cool, and that's what, and it was what he said it was. He was going to go someplace and then come back and get his children. They were going to hang out. He didn't think anything of it. He didn't think anything was going to happen because he thought he was okay. He thought he was still untouchable. But when you saw that surprise, and when I saw that surprise, that's when I said, he's being set up and he's not the main target. The main target has to be someone that more than likely has political ties or ties to militia group organizations, ties to underground organizations, and that can manage something like that. And in my opinion, P. Diddy, I don't think he can do something like that. I don't think he's mentally fit to do something like that. Maybe he's a party boy and this and that, and he's caught up and stuff. And not to feel sorry for him, because he's probably did horrible stuff, just like what Cassie said that he did, and the others are saying that he did, and it might, and more than likely is true. I think it's true. And if this stuff is true and he's connected to it, but I don't think that he's like the mastermind of it. And the reason why I say that is because P. Diddy is close to Sean, what's his name? Sean Carter. Jay Z. He's close to Jay Z. Jay Z, you can tell he's always made records about it, that of how he was from the streets, he's a hustler, he's a this and this that. They listen to all of that stuff, right? But I think that it's him, because Jay Z seems much smarter, more diabolical, more able to handle something like that, or more able to put control in with groups that are like that. Ties with militia groups and political people, and maybe people in other countries like Haiti and all these other groups. You see all these militia groups. I think that Jay Z can put he's intelligent enough and smart enough to put all that stuff together And if not, I think Jay Z is connected to who can do that. I think his wife is connected to whoever can do that. I think that Jay Z and his wife are both in big trouble. I think Beyonce's in more trouble because she's higher and she's more influential than Jay Z. Back when she did the Super Bowl thing, there was all these rumors about how they thought that she was involved with this or this or this or this or that. And I believe that they have been watching her ever since that. And that's another thing. If someone is that high, a black person that's that high on that influence type of level, to cause something like that is an extreme threat. And like how I said, they did this wrong. If they would have had someone more intelligent, more calmer thinking, they would have had boots on the ground to help them. And the black community can't help them. Nobody can do anything for them because of what they do, and we can't trust them. And so they're in that situation. When she made that song Bonnie and Clyde, a lot of times I think to myself that Jay-Z is not, he's neither one. He's not Bonnie or Clyde. I think that Beyonce might be the one that's tied to certain groups and stuff, and this is why she would be a more higher target. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was her. I wouldn't be. Because she does certain things, like she doesn't do interviews and stuff like that. And that's a big red flag. You're a superstar. Why wouldn't you do interviews? Why wouldn't you talk to people? So that's a big thing. And so, well, I think that she is she is one of the targets, but she would be a better target because of her influence from everything. And for these Illuminati handlers, a lot of them will be angry and will want her influence, to fall. I mean, she would be a better target. But I think they are looking for Jay Z and his wife, because if they go and they approach Jay Z, Beyonce's going right with him. It's just not. And I think that they are going to do this before they arrest Diddy. They're going to go for him and her. I don't know. I think Jay Z will go to jail. I don't think Beyonce will allow herself to go to jail. And we can take that however. I don't know who her Bonnie and Clyde was, if it's even her and a Clyde or her and a Bonnie. I don't know. It could be a man or a woman. I don't know. Whatever it is, whoever she's tied to, probably it's her and her influence, whoever she's tied to, that would be her downfall or their downfall, because she's hot. Right now she's hot. She's what one good thing that would be a good good promotion. So that's my thoughts on that. I do wish that these guys, when they came up in power, because this is the most powerful you ever seen black people get, and have connections and have all of this type of authority that they can wield and stuff like that, and instead of just going back to the communities and grabbing their yes men, instead of grabbing their yes men, they should have grabbed the poor righteous teachers, or the people that were really on the ground trying to do the right thing. But black people, we weren't really prepared for that either, because we fight each other. So what are we going to do? So I think that they're going to break down the Boule the way that it is, and not let it get as powerful as it got with these guys. They're going to try to control it, or if we do have the chance of getting that type of power again, it'll be more controlled, and they're not going to want people who coddle down and sell out They're going to want people who have a standard. They're going to want people who have integrity. They're going to want people who can stand up for themselves and not bow down so much. You know what I'm saying? They won't sell out so much to where they're selling out to everybody, to everything. Because, you know, it was crazy to me that they were actually going and getting the migrants to come to America. Like, it didn't make sense. And then they bowed down to them. They did the whiter, lighter, brighter, better ideology. And they went and they got these guys and they got these migrants over here that were lighter, brighter, brighter, better to replace them, to replace themselves, which makes no sense. But that's their ideology. They bow down to the lighter skin. They love the lighter skin. And now they have them here, over here. Those people don't respect them. I mean, not to call them those people, but they're not going to respect them. They're like, forget you, we want your power. And this could be another thing. They could be all in cahoots with each other. The black influence that they had is gone because they can't. I mean, none of those Boule can really go to the black community and be like, hey, y'all help us. We're black out here. No, because you told us that the migrants were better than us. You told us you went and gave us needles and condoms and told us to abort our babies and stuff like that. And then with aborting babies and stuff like that, how, how do they have us now out here acting as if aborting our babies is wonderful? And that's part of that bloodthirst I told you, that if we put Biden back in office, we could handle Trump. Trump is a pushover. You could just, slap him with a feather and he'll buckle over, because I don't know if he's racist or prejudiced or whatever, but we could handle Trump. Biden, on the other hand, is more bloodthirsty, and he's in that illuminati culture, and that's what it is a bloodthirsty culture. They kill, steal, and destroy. That's all they do. And that culture is so volatile. This is nothing to them. There's nothing to tell you, to encourage you to go out and kill your baby and say that that's a good thing. And then, and when I say bloodthirsty, I'm not saying that they're walking around drinking blood out of a cup, but I'm saying that they have a lust for war. They have a lust for people fighting and despair and depression. I mean, they have a lust for it. These are their beliefs. Their beliefs are to kill, steal, and destroy. And to have power at no odds. That's what these people believe. That's why a lot of times when people get jobs as politician or something in power, they should take a test to see if they're mentally fit on core values. Because once they get their hands into that power, we're almost it seems to me as if Biden is really trying to get us into wars. Everyone is fighting, and like I said, that's that part of that culture is very volatile, and that Illuminati culture is very volatile, and people, it's hard for other people to, us regular people, because we have common core values. We don't think that it's okay to hurt each other and to get a buck. I don't think it's okay to beat you up and take your money. I don't think that that's right. If I can earn my own money, basically, I don't think that stuff is right. I don't think it's right to steal someone else's work and productivity and claim it as my own, and then when I can't finish whatever it is, get angry at the person that I stole it from and hurt that person even more and oppress them. That was just like with slavery time. And when Biden had said the thing of, oh, well, they're going to put y'all back in chains, so this is oppression too. So I don't understand why I don't understand why the Boule actually brought migrants here, because now these people are looking at them like, you're stupid. You don't help your people. You should have helped your people. And that way, when things go bad, they help you. But you don't. You help us. So now, and we don't want you here because they don't trust them. And so that's over with. So I don't know what these guys are going to do. But like I said with Sean Combs, that when they did that raid was a message. That message was for, I believe, Jay Z and all of his connections, and for Jay Z's wife and all of her connections. I do believe that they are next. They are really the main targets, especially Beyonce, because she has more influence. So they're trying to, the Boule is trying to control her or bring her down. They're going to have to. And like I said, I don't think that she's going to allow them to take her anywhere. I think we will be shocked to find out whoever's her Bonnie or Clyde or whatever she's doing. I think that we'll also see Jay Z go to jail. I think by the end of this year, in December, that's what I'm seeing, because they're trying to wrap this up they're trying to get this going by the summer. They're trying to get at least Diddy arrested by the summer so they can get him out of the way. And then they have the other two components, which is Jay Z and his wife. They're going together regardless, that's who they are targeting. That's what it looks like to me. And whoever is aligned with any of them, Diddy will have all of his family exposed. And with the Diddy component, it's going to be Diddy and TGJ, all these different people, whoever he has exposed around him, they're all going to be exposed. And we're going to hear and find out some crazy stuff about them. They're just trying to clear house. They're going to go after, and we're going to be surprised about whoever they are connected to. And that's all it's going to be. Just like with Diddy, it will be all the people that are around him, like different friends and family of his component. He'll have all different types of people that are close to him. They will be exposed. His family will be exposed. Allies of his will be exposed, and that'll be his component. And that's something that like I said, I don't think the guy is gonna make it. And then with Jay Z, it'll be all of his connections, all of his business associates, all of his things. He will go to prison. He will be made example to go to prison. His wife, look, whatever she's connected to or whoever she's connected to, all that stuff that's around them. Look, we don't know. But you know what? Like how I said, I wouldn't be surprised of anything, of anyone, because of that volatile nature around them. They have to be tough. They have to fight because of what they're involved with. They're involved with a culture that's very vicious, very scary, very, a normal person like us, we wouldn't be able to survive what they're going through, with what they're involved with. We're different. And that's my opinion on it. But like I said, I think this is all going to get wrapped up by the end of this year, with at least those two components, with Diddy, Jay Z, and Beyonce. I think the end of this year, that should be wrapped up, and then they're going to move forward with whatever else they have to go after. And it's going to be really bad, because they could have people. These guys have enough influence to get people out here fighting in the streets and stuff like that. Jay-Z might, or whoever, might have militia connections. He might, I'm not saying that he does, but or his wife might have connections to certain groups and certain groups of people or organizations, and they might be, violent and stuff, because the message that was sent from Sean Combs' raid was that they were sending to whomever it was that they got guns to. They got this and they got that. Cops don't do that. Cops don't do that if they already got the main target. He ain't the main target. He just pissed somebody off and they just went ahead and said, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead and just throw this guy out. I got to get rid of him. I don't care who else is involved with him. And then someone else heard that and said, okay, I don't like them either. And we got to do something with them because they're too big for their britches. And, you know, we got to do something. We got to put handles on them. And that's what's happening. They're clearing house. I told y'all they were going to start clearing house 5 years ago. I said it again 3 years ago. They were going to clear house, especially if Biden got into office, because that's their culture. That's their culture. That's their ideology. They have to do something for whatever their plans are. And these guys messed up. All of them got all this power and authority, and they messed up. And then I think a lot of these younger Boules, they tried to fix it by getting close to the black community, but it was too late. So, but that's what I think of everything. Like I said, I think that Diddy won't make it. I think it will be this summer. You know, if he does, you know, and I don't pray for anyone to go through something like that at all. Never. You know, that's not my part of my heart. I don't want to hurt nobody or hurt or think about people being hurt. That's wrong. It's just what I'm predicting might be the case. And like I said, it will be this summer. Because they have to. They have to, because there's a lot of things winding down and they got to get it all together. So they have to have this stuff going on, and it's going to be bad. So by this summer, I'm thinking that's going to be started. And then I think they're going to try to pull Jay Z and Beyonce maybe by before Thanksgiving. Something like that. Or before I really do think way before the election. It'll have to be before the election. I don't know. But sometime by the end of the year, we're going to see this. And we're going to, you know, there's nothing anyone could do. You have to step back and just mind your business. Let them handle their business. Just like with the war in Russia and Ukraine, we can't do anything. Or the war with Israel and Gaza, we can't do anything for that. That's not our stuff. You know, we can't say much. We just have to pray for them and keep it moving. But that's my thoughts about it. And like how I said, like, I think Diddy was reassured that he wasn't going to be bothered with. And I don't know why people are telling him that, but I don't think so. I don't agree with it. And I think we're going to see it. We're going to see it soon. And like how I said, I think Diddy and anyone that's his component is going to be, but anyone that's associated or close to him, they're going to go after them. Like, I'll give examples, but I don't know if it's true or not. I don't think it's true or correct or as a fact. But maybe T.D. Jakes or somebody like that, you know, close people, they're going to be exposed and they're going to be embarrassed because they want that. They want to try to rain them down and get them out of there before they do it. And then they're going to put somebody else, maybe someone that doesn't act like that has some moral or some sort of compass in him to figure things out, because they're tired of it. They're tired of the okie dokie. They're tired of them. The white handlers are tired of them. Said, look, you can't sell out to everybody, because they sold out to the migrants. They sold out to Hispanic. They sold out to this one. They sold out to that. Every time you turn around, they're bending over. They're bending over and waiting to get plugged, you know? So you can only do that for so long. You can only be accepted for that for so long. And people get sick of you because you don't got no spine. So, like I said, that's what's my thoughts on that. It's just my thought and idea on it. And like I said, I was working on this ever since March 28th, ever since the raid. But I decided to put it out. It's the day after the eclipse. I'm going to talk about the eclipse. And a lot of people are not going to want to hear or want to believe what I'm saying, but there's some things that I've noticed, especially after today, the day after the eclipse, because it's really, really hot today. And yesterday they were spraying while the eclipse was going on in my city. They were doing the chemtrails. And today it was just the heat outside was that weird. It's April. It's The heat outside is this weird, prickly, summertime, sticky, icky, weird heat. Weird, like chemical heat almost. And I don't like it. I didn't go outside because I don't feel good. It just, the smell of it bothers me. The smell of the air bothers me. It smells like almost like chemicals or something. But I'm going to get off of here. But I'm just telling you guys what I think. You can tell me what you think. I'd appreciate it. You can like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.